Okay. Tell me when it's action, okay?
It is action.
Right! Welcome back to our humble little speed shed. I'm Drew, maker of the Fat Boy Spin on These Wheels, or Spin on These Fat Boy Wheels. And today we're going to start answering you guys' most frequently asked questions. What's the question?
Right, so the first question is, can I ride my wheels tubeless?
Basically, all the wheels that we make, you can ride with inner tubes or without inner tubes. But if you're having us make new wheels, it's a really good idea to tell us that you're going to ride tubeless, because we'll use our steel nipples. These are pretty unique in the wheel making world. Normally you'll find brass nipples and you'll find alloy nipples, but you won't very often come across steel nipples. The reason I suggest that we'll use steel nipples if you want to ride your wheels tubeless is because steel nipples are the only nipple material that can withstand, for the long term, the corrosive impact of tubeless sealant. Most tubeless sealants, if not all of them, contain ammonia. And ammonia, with alloy nipples, light alloy nipples, the fancy coloured nipples you might otherwise request, is not a good combination. Ammonia will devour light nipples in as little as a month, and you can't avoid the tubeless sealant coming into contact with the nipples. No matter how well you seal the rim with tubeless tape, the tubeless sealant will always find a way inside the bed of the rim, basically through the valve hole, because you always need to cut a hole to put your valve in, and that's where the tubeless sealant will find its way inside the rim, and it will then proceed to eat your nipples for lunch, for breakfast. That sounds really rude, but we're talking about the nipples that hold the spokes to your rim. Okay, so steel nipples is the only long-term way to go. Brass is okay, but not as good as steel. But we don't tend to use brass nipples in the wheels we make, so it's the choice of steel. If you don't intend to ride tubeless, ever, and in fact still the very best tyres for the wheels we make are not tubeless rated, they still require inner tubes, then you can choose a lighter build, you can choose a fancy alloy nipple, which we do in black. I think we also do it in red as well. The second question that we get asked a lot is, hey Drew, you built a pair of wheels for me, they're great, I've had them for 5 years, I want to convert them to tubeless. Can I do that? Well, you can convert them to tubeless, but the problem is we probably built your wheels on an alloy nipple. Unless we used a brass nipple, I wouldn't recommend you to convert them to tubeless because of the reasons I just mentioned. Okay, so although technically you can ride them tubeless, the real question is, should you do it? And if your wheels have been built with a coloured alloy nipple, my recommendation is to stick with an inner tube.